I'm trying to get it to work. It's not really, yeah, there's a lot to do. Hi, I've been trying to get the right levels. Right, the awkward moment when you post a status ranting about homophobes and it's like a proper essay, and then you realised about 10 minutes after it's posted that instead you wrote homophones, as in like a homophone, as in like English. And everyone was like, leave homophones alone, we need them as part of the English language. And I was like, oh, words. Nonetheless, Tom, say hi to YouTube. Say hello. No? Okay. Anyway, so since Margaret Thatcher's died, I hate to, oh look, I bruised my hand. Yeah, anyway, yeah, since Margaret Thatcher's died, like quietly partying because I'm a Scouser and Scousers don't like Margaret Thatcher, I thought I'd do a video about what would happen if I was a Prime Minister, because Margaret Thatcher was the first ever woman Prime Minister and it made people sort of go off the idea of women being Prime Ministers. So this is hopefully going to persuade people that I would actually be a decent Prime Minister, and I'm a female, or at least last time I checked I was. So yeah, if I was Prime Minister, I would do several things. For example, the first thing I would do was legalise gay marriage, because I don't understand how that's not legalised yet. It's like, it's sort of, they've got the option to marry them sort of thing, but I think they should just, without a doubt, they're human beings, they're in love, make them miserable for God's sake like everyone else. So I think that should definitely be a rule. Also, if I was Prime Minister, I don't know what Prime Ministers are in control of, but like, if I was in charge of everything, if anyone killed anyone, they would get killed in the same way that they killed them. Anyone raped anyone, they'd get raped the same way as they raped them. Anyone showed any sign of hate towards anyone, they get the same tone back. It would be literally a treat others as you would like to be treated, and if you don't, then you get treated however you treated them sort of thing. So that would be like that. If anyone did a good deed, and make sure that it would be written down or something, and they'd get given good things. For example, someone, like, spontaneously, like, it would be weird because, like, you wouldn't know that's why you got given the good things. Like, you'd give someone a fiver, like a homeless man or something, and then a few weeks later, or whenever you needed it the most, you'd receive money. It'd work like that. I don't know how it'd work, but it would if I could. I would make sure that equality was, like, right, the most important thing, like, over money and over, like, everything else. I'd just make sure that everyone had to be equal, and if you were homophobic, if you were a racist, sexist, etc, etc, then that's it, you get put in a box. But seriously, like, you'd have to treat others well, because it's got nothing to do with you what they do with their lives. So there's that. I'd get rid of taxes, because taxes are stupid. I'd make sure that the rich would have to pay taxes, because the richer you are, the less taxes you have to pay. It's pretty much the poor becoming more poor and the rich becoming more rich. So I'd make sure that the rich had to pay taxes as well as the poor, but the poor wouldn't have to pay as many because they can't afford it, and that's fair enough. I'd get rid of the stupid bedroom tax. I'd get rid of quite a lot of taxes. I think I'd keep the ones that are very necessary, but I don't think any are necessary, because, like, back in the day you didn't have taxes, so if they could survive without taxes, then I'm sure we can too, so I'd get rid of them. I would just make sure that everyone was happy, and it's not about the money, as Jessie J said, so I'd make sure that everyone was able to live. I make sure that the poor have money, and I make sure that the rich have money, but I make sure that they all had enough money to get by, but the rich wouldn't have too much so that they started spending them on drugs and stuff, and the poor could actually live, like, in a house, and old people wouldn't have to be dying of the cold in the winter because they can't afford heating. I'd make sure they'd be able to get heating, and I would not let the, like, people who were working pay to keep people who aren't working, like, alive with their taxes and stuff. I'd just make sure that everyone had enough to get by, but not necessarily communist. Like, I don't necessarily agree with that theory. So it sounds like it'd be a communist thing, but not necessarily. Like, you still have like certain amount of money and stuff. Like, the rich would still be richer than the poor and whatnot, but not as rich, so that there's enough money for the poor to actually live. I just want everyone to be happy and be able to live their lives properly, and that can't really happen, and that sucks. So yeah, David Cameron, retire now, because, you know, you've got a new Prime Minister. No, I really don't want to be Prime Minister, but, like, I just genuinely think that everyone should be happy, and if you're not accepting, then you deserve to be put in a cardboard box. I don't know. You just need to get, I'd say locked up, but then, like, people are paying with the taxes to keep people in prison, so that wouldn't be good. So I just want you to, like, suffer, because you do not deserve equality if you do not give equality back. So yeah, everyone should be able to express themselves in a nice way. Anyone who made jokes about inappropriate things, like, I don't know, like homophobic jokes, like rape jokes, like dead baby jokes, you'd be surprised. There are some really bad, like, sick people out there that'd be locked up, but people wouldn't have to pay because it come from the government. I don't know how that would work, but I would pay myself so that other people can live. It's not gonna happen, but yeah, that's the perfect world. Equality and legal, like, gay marriage and stuff. Yay. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm kind of in a rush because my friend's coming over, so we might make a video. That'd be kind of cool. Anyway, I've been Holly. That's been Tom, because he's sitting next to me, but he's a cat and you can't really see him, so I pick him up, but he's asleep. So basically, hold on, let me turn my computer. That's been Tom. And yeah, this has been a vlog. So this is so exciting. No, it's really not. I've been on YouTube for like 4 years or something, and someone told me to mention that I had 600 subscribers, so I've got like 611 subscribers or something. Yay, Jonas, didn't remember your name, but your name's Jonas, and I'm going to say the N. Hi, I told you I'd give you a shout out if you told more friends about me, but I'll give you one anyway. Everyone needs to tell a friend about me so I can get more subscribers and actually start doing slightly well for myself, because I'm slowly giving up on the fact that I'm any good at YouTube, because people who have been on YouTube for a year have thousands of subscribers, and then there's me, and it's like, and then I look up at my friends like Luke Cufflove, etc., and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Anyway, share, like, comment, subscribe, yeah, you know the scenario. Hey.